EFCC arrests businesswoman Aisha Chimugo over alleged money laundering. Socialite begins hunger strike. PDP's National Working Committee holds emergency meeting amid hail of defections. Court grants federal government request for witnesses in Nnamdi Kanu's terrorism case to testify behind screens. And on the foreign scene, U.S. President Donald Trump marks first 100 days back in the White House. Good evening. This is News at 7 on West Spring Television. My name is Tomilola Daniel. Operatives of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, have arrested a businesswoman and socialite, Aisha Chimugo, at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Chimugo was arrested at about 5 a.m. on Tuesday, shortly after her return from London. A top EFCC member of staff confirmed this to newsmen today. The socialite had been declared wanted in March by the Anti-Graft Agency over allegations of criminal conspiracy and money laundering. Her lawyer, Chika Osolu Ojukwu, also confirmed her arrest, criticizing the EFCC's action, describing it as a violation of a court order. The lawyer said in the light of what transpired in court on Monday, his client returned based on the undertaking before the court to honor the EFCC invitation, but was arrested at the airport. He further disclosed that Ms. Chimugo had commenced a hunger strike to protest what he termed a breach of her fundamental right. Her arrest comes a day after Justice Inyang Eko of the Federal High Court, Abuja, ordered her to appear before the EFCC today and also to appear before the court on Wednesday. Similarly, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has arrested socialite Imoni over alleged money laundering. It was gathered that Imoni, whose real name is Emeka Okonkwo, was arrested by the Anti-Graft Agency in the Omole area of Lagos State. Imoni has now been taken to the EFCC's custody in Abuja. He was spotted at a public event, allegedly spraying the naira and some US dollar bills. But details of the incident are unknown as of now. The chief executive officer of IME Cargoes Nigeria Limited and Five Star Music was said to have violated Nigeria's Foreign Exchange Monitoring and Miscellaneous Provisions Act. But the EFCC has yet to issue an official statement on his arrest. The arrest is the latest in the EFCC's crackdown on naira abuse. Just a few days back, singer Terry Apala was remanded over alleged abuse of the country's banknotes. Turning to politics, the National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, today held an emergency meeting at the party's national secretariat in the nation's capital, Abuja. The meeting held behind closed doors comes amid the gale of defections sweeping through the ranks and strongholds of the opposition party, as well as the internal crisis that have rocked the PDP. Last week, PDP's 2023 vice presidential candidate, Ifeanyi Okowa, and the Delta State Governor, Sheriff Oborevwori, dumped the party for the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, to collapse the party structure in the state. As the Deputy Governor, Monday Onyema, State Commissioners, Local Government Chairman, and the state grassroots machinery all moved en bloc to the APC after a closed-door meeting in Asaba, Delta State capital. Meanwhile, a former Minister of Youth and Sport, Solomon Dalung, has blamed the need for protection over alleged corruption cases as a reason for the recent gale of defections into the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC. Mr. Dalung said this in the news chat this morning after the latest wave of defection, where the Delta People Democratic Party, PDP, led by Governor Sheriff Oborevwori, collapsed its structure and joined the ruling APC. While Oborevwori said the defection was in the interest of the oil-rich state, the former minister does not agree with the governor's argument. According to him, it is the electorate that should decide such if an elected of his order to defect. Meanwhile, former Delta State Governor, Senator Ifeanyi Okowa, has said the current situation of the PDP was what stood the defections in the state. Speaking in a news chat this morning, Senator Okowa said the PDP was not ready to be competitive for the 2027 elections.
Look at the events in the last several months. And because of the events that we see and the communications coming out from the leadership of the PDP at the moment, it did not appear to us that that was a proper political vehicle for us to continue in, because it did not also appear to us that PDP was ready to be competitive in the 2027 elections. So if a party appears on its own as led by the current leadership to make a decision that they were not ready, they are in opposition with much fewer governors than the All Progressive Congress, and the party comes into a decision-making meeting and they take a decision that there was the need for them to continue alone, and they were not ready for alliances, they were not ready to have mergers with other political parties. The question is, how do they truly want to compete? And having looked at this very thoroughly, along with many other things that have been going on within the party as to various court cases, as to who exactly is the national secretary of the party, and many other issues, we do not appear to be really ready for competition in the 2027 elections. So having looked at this, alongside the fact that we believe that as a political family in Delta State, we needed to be able to move ahead, to truly connect to the resources. As I did say yesterday, it's not about a borrowery. Yes, he's the leader of the party as the governor. It's not about me. It's about the larger Delta State and the larger political family that we have.
To the court, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekereekun, has challenged the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, to rise and defend the integrity of the Nigerian judiciary. This is contained in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the Chief Justice of Nigeria on Media, Toby Soniye, responding to the call by members of the NBA Bar and Bench Forum for more protection for judicial officers. The Chief Justice said most of the petitions against judges accusing them of corruption are frivolous, baseless, and unsubstantiated. Justice Kekereekun considered that some people write petitions against judges just to intimidate them, noting that several judges are traumatized after they have been investigated and found to have done nothing wrong, while encouraging anyone with genuine grievances against judges to write to the National Judicial Council. The CJN warned against frivolous petitions. In the meantime, the trial of the embattled leader of the indigenous people, Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, resumed this morning at the Federal High Court, Abuja. The court, led by Justice James Omotosho, granted the request of the federal government for witnesses to testify behind screens. At the resumed hearing, the defense counsel, led by Kanu Agabi, told the court that he had 22 members on his team. The judge, however, said he would not approve more than the 13 he had listed. The counsel told the federal government, Adegboyega Awolowo, told the court that they had earlier filed an ex parte application for the witnesses to testify behind screens due to the nature of the case and for security reasons. The witness, an officer of the Department of State Services, identified as AAA, said he led the team that arrested Kanu at the Golden Tulip Hotel, Lagos International Airport, on October 14, 2015. The revealed Kanu, who initially resisted arrest and exhibited violent actions as he had boarded a DSS officer named Bolaji, was found in room 303 with a young lady, Maria Ebezi Mako. According to him, the room where Kanu was arrested looked like a broadcasting studio, as there were all manner of broadcasting equipment there were ready to use. Into security matters, police operatives arrested 12 kidnappers, gun runners, and recovered arms in Taraba, Kaduna, and across several states. The first spokesman, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, disclosed this in a statement today, saying the arrest was made possible through intelligence gathering. Adejobi stated that operatives of the FID Special Tactical Squad, in collaboration with operatives of the Taraba State Police Command, local hunters, and vigilante group, arrested 4 suspected kidnappers in Lao local government area. The operatives had earlier received intelligence on a group of kidnapping gang terrorizing Taraba, Adamawa, Gombe, Plateau, Bauchi, and Kaduna State. After a successful raid on the gang's hideout, 5 suspected kidnappers were also arrested alongside weapons. Down south, the Osun State Police Commander said the video of the alleged invasion of the state by suspected Boko Haram currently circulating on social media was recycled. The command spokesperson, DSP Adewale Osifeso, stated this in a statement made available to newsmen on Tuesday in Ibadan, the state capital. The video clip on social media is currently being circulated on social media, alleging the arrest of suspected Boko Haram members who invaded the state along the Ibadan Expressway. It said the video, which depicts articulated trucks filled with motorcycles and weapons, has been verified as the recycled clip from 2022. Osifeso said the re-emergence of the video, particularly during a period of enhanced security in the state, suggests a deliberate attempt by certain individuals with malicious intent, seeking to spread falsehoods and incite fear and unrest. The command further urged the public to remain vigilant and disregard such tactics, assuring that this does not pose any current threat to the safety and security of the state. Here in Osun State, the Osun Health Insurance Agency has charged providers under the scheme to become more attuned to the latest development in patient care. This was stated by the Executive Secretary, Dr. Razak Indili, who spoke at the first quarter providers forum, training on basic emergency care to accredited providers. According to him, the agency has heard complaints about mismanagement and mistreatment of patients, adding that the training serves as a refresher course for providers. The forum featured trainings on emergency obstetrics, care handled by Professor Najamdin Adeleke, and resuscitation and advanced life support taken by Dr. Olawale Olami, who emphasized the importance of learning CPR to help save lives during cardiac arrest. Some of the providers, including Dr. Adebi Obasanjo, told journalists that the forum would go a long way in equipping attenders. The healthcare training focused on improving patient outcomes, enhancing skills, increasing efficiency, and ensuring regulatory compliance.
And some of the things that we see, it's really bothering us. That was why we said, let us come together, refresh our knowledge, and also do the normal meetings and tete-a-tete. A lot of it borders around obstetric care, around emergency care, around neonatal or newborn resuscitation. For instance, it got to my attention about a month ago where a baby was born and the baby did not cry on time. And the personnel in that hospital have to put the feet of the baby inside fire to get that baby resuscitated. Of course, the feet got burnt. And that's not good enough in this modern age of practice.
So it is the grace of God, but that sport, it is higher, it is not in high. But cardiac arrest is the only situation where you put in the whole amp of adrenaline IV, and you do it 3 to 5 minutes after. CPR continue 5 minutes. CPR adrenaline.
Teaching and correcting emergency situation. What are we expected in the lecture? Ensuring safety for you and the patient. If that we have anesthetists that have been training for I'm going to teach people on basic life support advanced to cardiac life support.
In a show of commitment to the growth of technical education in the state, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke has commissioned instructional material for government technical colleges. Here is a report.
And it's crucial for developing vocational education that the Osun State Government flagged off instructional materials for government technical colleges in the state. In his address, Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke described the commissioning as a deliberate journey towards a better equipped youth. Represented by the Secretary to the State Government, Honorable Teslim Igbalaye, he reiterated the administration's determination for youth to have the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in a rapidly evolving global economy.
Under the able leadership of Governor Adeleke, our state has embarked on a deliberate journey to equip our youth with the skills, knowledge, and tools necessary to thrive in a rapidly evolving global economy. The procurement and the commissioning of these instructional materials for our technical colleges symbolize a bold step toward achieving that vision. Technical and vocational education is the bedrock of innovation, entrepreneurship, and industrial growth. It is the pathway through which we empower our young people to become self-reliant, creative, and productive citizens. The instructional materials we are commissioning today are not mere tools. They are enablers of dreams, catalysts for innovation, and bridges to a better future for our students and our state.
The Commissioner for Education in Osun State, Honorable Dipo Eluwole, spoke about the benefits of technical education, adding that the federal government recently earmarked 120 billion naira for technical education across the country. On his part, the Executive Secretary of the Osun State Board for Technical and Vocational Education, Mr. Yomi Omigbodu, expressed his gratitude to Governor Adeleke for his efforts in elevating the status of technical education and making it a respected path in society.
That the federal government has earmarked 120 billion for technical education in Nigeria. For 12 years, the previous administration in Osun State neglected national policy on education. That is the highest body in education. They are not attending any meeting, any conferences, they are not attending it. But when we came on board, through the effort of Mr. Governor, we attended everything, and that is what is now yielding fruit. I want to leak a secret for you now. You should congratulate yourself, the technical teachers and the students that are here. By the grace of God, the federal government have chosen 6 states as a pilot state for improvement of technical education. Osun is number 1.
First and foremost, I want to thank His Excellency, Senator Dr. Asiwaju Nurudeen Jackson Ademola Adeleke, for his efforts in saying that technical education is becoming an viable is assuming an viable position in the society. Like in the past, technical education is neglected. People feel that nowhere to do people are attending technical college. But the story has changed. So I want to thank him for that. The purpose of our gathering today is that Mr. Governor has put smiles on our faces, because he has given us a huge sum of money to procure instructional materials for teaching and learning of our students across the 9 technical colleges in Osun State. And this has never happened before. I've been appointed about 6 years ago. This will be the first of its kind since I was appointed. So I want to thank him very much for this wonderful opportunity and for his contribution to the growth of technical education in Osun State.
On his part, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Mr. Muritala Jimo, emphasized the importance of procuring instructional materials as a critical step in enhancing skill acquisition among students in the state. The special advisor to the Governor of Technical and Vocational Education, Architect Dapo Adeshina, noted that the initiative would not only encourage students but also enlighten them on the relevance of entrepreneurship as a sustainable path forward.
The importance of this is that we want to scale up the skill acquisition. Among our students in Osun State, especially our government technical colleges. And by this distribution, most of the students will benefit a lot. This skill acquisition program. More so, that is the specific thing they are being trained for in all these government technical colleges. So with this now, this one will, really showcase, right, from the government, the expectation that we want from them, so that they will be able to stay on their own and become entrepreneurs. That is someone who can really establish on his own, then not seek for government job or any other. So you can stand on your own and many others, so that to benefit your future and even contribute to economic growth of Osun State. So with that, you can see that most of the students are so joyous. They are happy and they are elated because of this singular activity of Mr. Governor in ensuring that they are scaled by the distribution of these equipment to them.
So the impact is that it will encourage students, because when I came as a special advisor to the governor, technical and vocational education was neglected based on what I was told. But now we have turned that into an attractive sector in education. Because like the secretary to the state government said, entrepreneurship is the way forward. White-collar jobs are going away. But to develop our students, who are the leaders of tomorrow, and make them understand that they need to own their business. It's not every student or every person that must go to university education. Okay? In the Western world, trade schools is what gives money. So, and that's what we're trying to develop our youth ones, so that we can lower unemployment. We can encourage students to have their own businesses. So this is the importance of technical and vocational education and the impact in Osun State.
The official commissioning of instructional materials for all government technical colleges in Osun State marked a significant milestone in the state's commitment to technical and vocational education. This is expected to enhance employability and promote entrepreneurship.
You're watching News at 7 in West Spring Television. Still to come. NEMA receives 203 vulnerable Nigerians stranded in Libya. We will bring you more on this when we return. Please stay with us.